President Ikeda's encouragement for the future division, building a bright future based on our vow, exploring the lives of Nichiren Daishonin's disciples, Abutsubo and the lay nun Senichi, Part 2. Those with lion-hearted faith fear nothing. Once again this year, 2019, young leaders of worldwide Kasen Rufu will gather in Japan to participate in the SGI Youth Training Course. I know that each of them has worked extremely hard, with an incredible seeking spirit, to make this possible. I wish to welcome them with my deepest respect. My wife, Kaneko, and women division members throughout Japan are joyfully applauding the wonderful efforts of Soka women around the globe. When I visited the United States on my first overseas trip in 1960, most of our pioneer members there, working to blaze new trails for worldwide Kasen Rufu, were Japanese women, who had married U.S. servicemen. Initially, they struggled to adapt to the new language and culture and often wept over their circumstances. However, through chanting Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, they resolved to not be defeated by their problems and to encourage others facing similar struggles. From the moment they transformed their karma into mission, a joyous drama of human revolution began to unfold, setting in motion the great development of worldwide Kasen Rufu. My mentor, second Soka Gakkai President Josei Toda, was convinced that women would achieve Kasen Rufu. And now, true to that conviction, our network of Soka women is lighting the way to a future of peace and happiness for all on our planet. Nichiren Daishonin writes, "There should be no discrimination among those who propagate the 5 characters of Myoho Renge-kyo in the latter day of the law, be they men or women." The Daishonin had many female disciples who strove together with him in battling adversity and opening the way for Kasen Rufu. One of these dedicated women was the lay nun Senichi, a leading figure among his disciples on Sado Island. As we learned in the previous installment, Senichi began practicing the Daishonin's teachings with her husband, Abutsubo, during the Daishonin's exile on Sado. At the time, the Daishonin was living under extremely harsh circumstances, without sufficient food or warm clothing. Senichi prepared food and other basic necessities and had Abutsubo deliver them to him regularly. To support the Daishonin, whose life was being threatened by the authorities and others hostile to him, meant that Senichi and Abutsubo had to be prepared to put their own lives in danger. And they worked together with dauntless courage to assist their mentor. Even after the Daishonin was pardoned from exile on Sado and moved to Mount Minobu, the southwest area of present-day Yamanashi Prefecture, Senichi had Abutsubo take offerings to him on a number of occasions. No doubt she was anxious and lonely while Abutsubo was away, but suppressing her own wish to see the Daishonin, she prayed for the safety of her elderly husband on his long journey. Understanding the feelings of this sincere disciple, the Daishonin sent her many letters of encouragement. In a letter dated October 1278, he writes, "The Lotus Sutra is like the Lion King, who rules over all other animals. A woman who embraces the Lion King of the Lotus Sutra never fears any of the beasts of hell or of the realms of hungry spirits and animals." Women at the time were socially disadvantaged. We can assume that the Daishonin's female disciples came to Senichi to seek her advice and guidance about various matters, including economic hardship and illness. As if to dispel the anxiety and worry of these women, the Daishonin conveys through the encouragement in his letter to Senichi, "You have nothing to fear." He declares that faith in the mystic law exists for those who are suffering the most, who are in the depths of misery. Women who embrace faith in this teaching, he says, have nothing to fear like the Lion King who rules over all other animals, and they will be protected without fail. The bigger our problems, the bigger our mission. Through practicing Nichiren Buddhism, we can transform all hardship into an impetus for growth. Therefore, those who experience the greatest suffering can become the happiest. The Daishonin praises the lay nun Senichi as a woman who embraces the Lion King of the Lotus Sutra. Embrace here means to uphold the Gohonzon throughout one's life, to never stray from faith, no matter what. Embracing is also another word for practicing. It means chanting earnestly to the Gohonzon and doing our best to participate in Soka Gakkai activities aimed at advancing Kasen Rufu. By steadfastly persevering in such efforts, we can forge a fearless self and the life state of a lion king that will not be defeated by any problem or challenge. I am reminded of Madame Deng Yingqiao, the wife of late Chinese Premier Zhou Enlai. A renowned leader in her own right, she was fondly known in her homeland as the mother of the people. Over the years, my wife and I shared a warm and friendly relationship with her. Madame Deng once said to the young women who would shoulder the future of China, "Let's do our best. We have the conviction and ideals of our revolution. Nothing can defeat us. If we give in to fear, all is lost. We are right, and right is never defeated. Youth is a time when we are easily swayed by our emotions. Even the most outstanding or talented individual cannot display their full potential if they are ruled by fear. Don't let fear defeat you. When you rise above your fears to make full use of your abilities, you will experience fulfillment, growth, joy, and pride. Even if at times you suffer disappointments or setbacks, please remember that those who win over themselves are true victors. Moreover, all of you have embraced the unparalleled practice of Nichiren Buddhism at a young age. Should fear creep into your hearts, dispel it with Daimoku. Continue chanting Nam-myoho Renge-kyo courageously like a roaring lion. The new school semester is about to begin in Japan. Let's set forth again today in buoyant spirits, starting with vigorous morning Gongyo and Daimoku. Let's do so with the motto, "Those with lion-hearted faith fear nothing."